Hi guys, and welcome to my car. So today we're doing a Q&A. I posted earlier that we were going to be doing a Q&A video, so I wanted you guys to ask us some questions so we can answer them, and here we go. What advice would you give to a recent injury?
I would say don't let anybody tell you what to do, because I feel like your life changes so much that it's hard to feel like that you have a firm grasp on it. And as long as, if you want to do something, do it. As long as it's not, severely detrimental to your health.
Yeah.
But I feel like concentrating on what you want out of your life that has so drastically changed, on a moment's notice, I feel like it's really important to just do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the easiest way to sort of feel like you have some sort of handle on your life.
Instead
when
of
so
going
many
into
things.
a rut.
Yeah. As long as they're the things that you're wanting to do, I think that makes it easier.
My advice would be, it just depends on your attitude and how you accept or not accept what happened to you. I still don't accept it, and it's been 6 years.
But realizing that you don't.
Yeah.
Being like, I don't accept what happened
But
to
I'm
me.
going to accept the fact that I'm still alive, and I'm going to make the most out of it. I never would have done this. Like, if someone would have told me while I was in rehab, or even after I got out of rehab and was back home, to find friends and chairs, I would have been like, you're crazy. And I was like that. I said, you're crazy, I don't want to do that, I don't want to know about anybody else in a wheelchair, like, they don't know what I'm going through. Little did I know, they know exactly what I'm going through. And finding girlfriends that are in the same situation as I am was the best decision that I could have ever made. So definitely step out of your comfort zone. It did take me about 1.5 years to step out of that comfort zone, but I did eventually, and it's one of the things I do not regret, and I don't think I ever will. When did you and I first meet?
We first met at the first time that I came out to dance with you.
That's right, your first roulette experience.
My first roulette experience, which would have been, it was August of 2016. It was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
We didn't really start talking until
Little sis camp earlier this year.
January.
Yeah. Flying with your chair. What if something happens to it and I have no way to get around?
This has never happened to me.
Yeah, me either.
Because I always just make sure that it's tagged and it's, the brakes are on and it's ready to go. Right.
Maria just recently had her chair get stuck in her layover. And when she got back home, she found out that her chair wasn't there. And she had to use a bulkier one that wasn't really realistic for the way we live our lives.
I would maybe just have to use one of those rinky-dink
non-realistic
airport wheelchairs for a while and then try and pull one out from somewhere.
That's crazy. I would lose my mind.
Yeah, lose your mind. That's step 1. Step 2 is figure it out.
Chelsea asks, what similarities and differences do we have? She's a lot neater than I am.
I'm a very organized person. I'm the most organized person on the planet.
I am not.
I'm the most organized person out of the Rolette's family.
Pretty much. I am not neat. But when I hang out with her or when we're sharing a hotel room, I have to be neat because I just feel bad if I were to leave my stuff around and she's just like, she already has her stuff.
Because it would bother me so much that I would start cleaning it up. Yeah.
So, that's one of the differences. How are we similar? We keep to ourselves a lot.
Yeah, we both love wearing leggings, right?
Yes.
Well, do you consider yourself an introvert?
I could, around new people though.
Okay.
Once I'm comfortable, then I'm comfortable.
Hard question, Chelsea.
Emotionally, how has your injury affected you? Well, it's affected me in different ways. I feel like every year I get affected by this injury, whether it's good things that it's brought, bad things that it's brought along. Definitely during the first stages of the injury, I was lost. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that once you broke your spinal cord, you lose your leg function along with a lot of other things. It was hard. I think that's why it took me 1.5 years to reach out to Chelsea or anybody else in a chair. But I also am glad I did take that 1.5 years because I did learn on my own how to do things. As far as transfers, I didn't have to come and learn it from somebody else. I got to know myself and what I was able to do. I'm not gonna lie, it gets depressing sometimes, and I wonder when am I gonna get out of this situation, but I mean, there's a lot of good things I have to look forward to as well. I don't think I'd have these girls. I was 17 when I was injured, so it was definitely a big change. It wasn't what I had envisioned for myself. I mean, it still gets to me when that one day I'll get married and my dad won't be walking me down the aisle, and my whole life I never saw it any differently. So just little things like that I know that are going to come. How am I going to run after my children? Like, I would always have to have a nanny with me because there's no way I'm going to run after a toddler. I can't walk. That's how my injury affected me.
Yeah, besides all the physical effects. Yeah, I'm more self-aware. I think my injury happened at a really interesting age where, like, I had just graduated 2 weeks prior, so I was like, okay, I worked my butt off academically, now it's time to just, like, live my life. And so I did realize that maybe that's something that you should always be doing.
Dating life.
We don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
You don't want to talk about that. Are you still on Tinder?
I'm still on Tinder.
Do you swipe?
Yeah.
Right? Swiping right is a yes.
Yeah.
I've never used Tinder.
It's rare that I swipe right, though.
Do you talk to people on Tinder?
I do. We're just going to keep it at that. Catherine asks, how do you feel about a boob job?
Like, boob jobs are, like, a lot of upkeep. Because don't you have to get them redone, like, every 8 to 10 years?
7 to 10 years.
Yeah. So, like, if I got one now, how many boob jobs am I looking at? I feel about boob jobs, like, if that's what you want and if that's what's going to make you happy, do it. I don't think I personally would. Now, say, like, if I ever had children and then I felt like they were an issue, then yes.
I am definitely pro boob job if you want it and you have your own reasons for it and you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, something in your life is affecting your happiness and your confidence and you can change it, then change it.
Yeah. Do you believe a cure for spinal cord injury will be available in our lifetime? I would like to think yes. Part of me thinks it's already been made and it's just not being said.
I would hope so. You know, I don't wake up every day hoping that's not a way to live your life, is to wake up every day hoping that one day they'll find a cure and hope that that will happen. And also, I just wonder because everybody's spinal cord injury is so different. You know, you could have the same level of injury, but the way it affects your body and your life is so different. Will they ever be able to find a cure
for
100% of them?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I would like to hope so, but I don't know.
But we're not waiting.
We're not waiting for it either. I'm still living my life. What are the best things to do to help you feel more comfortable in your own body? I like to do my makeup and get my hair done and get my nails done.
I think because, like, body acceptance and body positivity, my body changed a lot. After I was injured, and it still is changing, but my body is a completely different body in figure and size and everything. So for me, it's kind of been a journey loving my body again, and it still is.
How did your injuries happen? You want to go first?
Okay. I was involved in a car crash. Very complicated car crash. As a passenger, like a little over 3 years ago. My story is such a long, drawn-out story, but that's the easiest way to say it.
Mine's a little different. I think I'm going to give you guys the full version of the story that I don't really tell anyone. When I fell 30 feet, I lived in a third-story apartment, and we lived on the 3rd floor. My sister and I shared a bedroom, so when my bed was on one side of the room, her bed was on the other side of the room, up against the wall, right next to the window. I stood up to close the window. I tripped on, like, the remote and stuff that was there, went through the screen, and went through the window as well. My sister caught my ankle, but she couldn't hang on. I slipped and I broke my back at T12. I was conscious throughout the whole thing. I was not under the influence of anything, alcohol, drugs, or anything. It was just a complete accident. And I don't blame my sister for, like, what happened. If anything, she saved my life. The doctors asked me how the accident had happened. After I explained to them what had happened, they told me that my sister saved my life because her grabbing my ankle and me reaching for the windowsill kind of changed the way I would have landed. If I would have just gone straight for the fall, I would have either broken my neck and ended up quadriplegic, or I just would have never made it. I think that's also what helped her get through some of the guilt that she had when I was in ICU. She's all good now, but yeah. Alright guys, so that wraps up the Q&A with Connor. Thanks for asking questions. I hope they help. If you have any other questions for us, I'm pretty sure you can DM me, DM Connor, DM the Roulettes page. So, yeah. Thanks for coming in my car and answering questions.
Anytime. And thanks for listening.
Yeah. So, I hope they're good responses. Alright, I'm done. Goodbye.